is Charles Stewart.
And the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams.
We are Church Without Walls.
And we are here today to give you information that you don't normally get at church.
We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12.
Call in with your comment or your questions, and we'll be glad to try and answer them for you. If we don't have the answer today, we will get it to you on a message.
Don't you dare miss it.
This is Congressman Cedric Richmond, and you're watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Stan Schofield, and I'm inviting all of my KWK family and my family to watch Church Without Walls, 11 o'clock on Mondays, for the greatest and latest show around. Thank you.
I'm Cynthia Lee Shang, and you're watching Church Without Walls on New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, I'm Sheriff Joe Lapinto, and you are watching the New Orleans Talk Network.
This program does not reflect the views and opinions of the New Orleans Talk Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Here we go. Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. You are listening and you are watching Church Without Walls in the studios up in New Orleans Talk Network. I'm your host, Charles Stewart, along a co-host today, a very special young lady, Shondrell Perrilloux. She is the president of the NAACP St. John Parish, so we're happy to have her. And she always bring us some information that concerns our community and a lot of stuff that be some old people just say swept under the rug. She is the one that brings it out. And we're so happy to have her back in the studio this morning. But we ask our viewing audience, the listening and watching, tell your friend to download the app, www. New Orleans Talk Network. We also on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. So check us out. And this show was designed with you in mind for to upgrade our community. And Church Without Walls, and I'm more than sure most of all our people know that they are the church. The four walls that you attend service on Sunday, that is the church house. But you are the church. So we ask that if you want to get involved in the conversation we have, mostly all our shows is open mic, nothing off limits that we do not want to discuss. We just ask that people be careful with their language. But anyway, we're so happy to come to you on another Monday. It's a beautiful, sunshiny Monday, 1 minute, and next minute it's a cloudy day. But every day is a great day. And it's a great day to be alive. Pastor John always say every Sunday it's a great day to be alive. So we're so happy that we are here in the studio to bring y'all another show. And if you like to get involved in the show, you can call us at 1-563-991808. Again, 1-563-999-1808. And let your voice be heard. And like I said, we have most of the time, whatever our subject is, it's something about that would better our community, increase our awareness what's going on around us. And y'all know the virus is going crazy. And I ask everyone that listening, everyone that watching, to take their virus serious, because too many people is going down with it now. It was attacking the older people, but like the virus got more sense than we got. They don't just all the older people was getting their shot. Now they said, well, the hell with the old people. We're going to get them youngsters. Now the young people getting that virus now. So I always say that God allows certain things to happen. And certainly, if we look at it, this is happening, but it's getting the attention of the whole country. Everybody, I think over half of the people in the United States now may have got their shot. So many one that were talking about not taking a shot, I see they getting it one by one. They kind of backtrack, but they say it was a joke. But when one of your family members died from it, they in the hospital fighting for their life, you realize that virus is no joke. That we should, the Bible tells us that we should obey the law of the land. And that's God give doctors, scientists, give them the wisdom and the knowledge how to create medicine that would help us out. And oftentimes I tell young people when, Sister Perrilloux, that when they say, I don't know what's in it, you don't know what's in the food that you eat. You take a BC, a Tylenol, whatever kind of medicine you take, you don't know what's in it. I remember when Tylenol first came out, a few people died from it, from taking Tylenol, and that wasn't the most. Right now, Tylenol probably the most popular pill that people take. So even doctors tell you to take a Tylenol now for pain. And so we try to educate the people as much as we can. I just want to put in that some of them tell you about. You remember what happened at Tuskegee? They gave them people the virus, but if you would check your history, people never got the virus. They never did. They faked like they gave it to them, but they didn't. They used those people. If you notice, 2 weeks ago when President Biden made a speech, I think he was in Ohio, I want to believe, and he made a speech and he's saying that African American people was used as a guinea pig, but he stopped short of saying he had an opportunity to let the whole world know that those people really didn't never get no shot. They faked like they gave it to them, but they wanted to see if they didn't take the shot, would they survive? And that what happened to people, but they never took that shot. I was talking to a pastor this morning out of Baton Rouge, and he said that he had educated his people in church Sunday that that virus is no joke, and he was telling them that the people said one of the preachers told him that. So you know what happened in Tuskegee? He said, number one, he said, brother, whatever name, brother, you can't spell Tuskegee. Talking about what happened over there. He said, but the bottom line is, those people never did get no. They never did get over people medications for that. And let me say this real quickly as we go into the show, is that you ask people to be realistic. Like when I guess in the studio, Sister Perrilloux and Brother Tarrant and Mike, y'all younger than me. So when y'all came along, they probably, when a kid be born now, they give them a shot for polio, they give them a shot for measles, and chicken pox. Most of all y'all never had chicken pox, I don't believe. Most of all y'all never had chicken pox, but when I was a little boy, I had chicken pox, measles, and all that. Now they give you a shot before you leave the hospital. I don't know if the mother or father have to get them permission, but you don't see kids get chicken pox no more. You don't see them getting measles. But when I was young, like so many kids, when they come to school, they had to send them back home. They had chicken pox so bad, they had measles. Now they don't have that anymore because God gave man knowledge how to create a vaccine that would take care of that. So we asked them to kind of think about a little history, and don't be afraid to take nothing, But I always ask people to first, ask themselves a question, pray to God, and ask them God to lead them and guide them. But anyway, I just wanted the people to know some of the things that I know about, and that the shot for polio. You know, can't see people getting polio no more with that. That disease killed more people than Elizabeth. But anyway, thank you so much again this morning for tuning in to Church Without Walls. And again, we last week, y'all know we discussed what's going on out in St. John Parish. And the school board, last week, as Sister Perrilloux was educating us about what's going on, school board, and I had, have request that if they have anyone from St. Charles School Board, anybody from St. Charles that disagree with Ms. Perrilloux, you have an opportunity to call and see if she telling the truth, what you're saying. So you have an opportunity to speak out. So again, thank you this morning for listening, and I'm telling you, go get that shot. I had got both of mine, and they said they got a third one for a booster shot. I can't wait to get in line to get that one because I want to try to stay healthy where I can see my grandkids. And so again, sister and brother, this is your brother Charles Stewart asking, please with people, go get that shot. Sister Perrilloux, before we get into something, you have an open comment that you would like this morning?
Just wanted to reemphasize on the point that you just touched on, that we have not been properly educated on as it relates to the Tuskegee's experiment, and how these individuals that we've been taught wrong, that the immunization was actually given to the men and it was actually syphilis. But the point that you touched on was that in fact that there was no immunization shot, that was vaccine that was provided to them, but instead those individuals was already infected with syphilis, which means that the vaccine, the alleged vaccine that they were attempting or assuming they were receiving, just brought to light that they had syphilis already. That's one side of the point that you was making, that and we stand to be corrected, that based on what you're stating is that these men had already had syphilis and that they didn't have an actual vaccine that was given to them.
Right.
So that's something we as individuals need to really study on and to look at further, because this is my first time hearing, second time, because the last show it was brought to my attention of this information. And I mean, I'm really weighing in very heavily as it relates to that information, because that's very essential, especially for those that's in my age group. I'm 43. So, I mean, I just need to further look into it, because, I mean, that's disturbing.
Mm. Yeah, Sister Perrilloux, the Bible tells us that people perish by the lack of knowledge, and I learn something every day. Certain comment be made, people I call you up and say, hey, man, look, I was listening to you on your show today, and they asked me certain questions. They educated me on some things, comment. And that, I don't have no problem listening to people if they trying to help me. And, I guess I'm a old boy that hung out in church almost all my life. And a lot of time when I'm thinking about something, for whatever reason, the old landmark hit my mind, like... Sister Perrilloux, like for what you doing and what I do, it mainly boils down to we just can help somebody, in their life, and I know y'all done hear that so many times. If I can help just one somebody as I travel through here, we all are here for a visit. None of us are here to stay, but we want to educate ourselves that we can stay here longer. And I think a lot they used to say that everybody want to go to heaven, but nobody want to die right now. They ain't ready right now. So we asking the people, pleading to them to go and get yourself vaccinated. So thank you so much. We're going to take a break. And after the break, we'll be talking about St. John School Board. We'll be right back.
Somebody ask me, why do we have to go through it? It's just a test of our faith.
For a home to live stream your next event, give us a call here at Bethesda Community Event Center, the only place on the Gulf Coast that can host and broadcast live your wedding reception, your baby shower, business seminar, and any other special event. Give us a call at 504-708-9454 for more details.
This is Charles Stewart.
And the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams.
We are Church Without Walls.
And we are here today to give you information that you don't normally get at church.
We come your way every Monday morning, 11 to 12.
Call in with your comment or your questions, and we'll be glad to try and answer them for you. If we don't have the answer today, we will get it to you on a message.
Don't you dare miss it.
The New Orleans Talk Network, now on your mobile device, on your computer, in your ear, and interactive. It's new, it's innovative, and it's on your mobile device. Android, iPhone, iPad, and on your computer. Take us wherever you go. Because we're interactive. 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255.
This program does not reflect the views and opinions of the New Orleans Talk Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
We are back. You are listening and watching Church Without Walls in the studios of the New Orleans Talk Network. Our special guest and honored guest is Sister Perrilloux. I understand we have a call on line one. Go ahead, call. Hello?
Yes, can you hear me?
We can hear you very clearly.
Okay, I was calling in about the virus. I know y'all will come back and talk about St. John. But people should not be afraid. A virus you can't cure a virus just like a cold. It has to play itself out, okay? And there's nobody going to come out with a cure. Everybody waiting to take a wait. I'm going to wait till they cure it. There's no cure, okay? It's a virus. Okay. It has to work its way out. It took the last virus 100 years ago, 2 years to get out the system. But they got to realize in Louisiana there's 11,000 deaths, 519 deaths. There's 7,548 new cases. There's 2,907 people in the hospital. There's 399 on ventilation. And that's all people who are 91% who did not take a shot. Okay? I'm not saying to get the shot you won't get it again. They saying if you get the shot and you get the virus, you're not going to die.
Okay.
I don't care how sick you are. And guess what? It's a free shot, people. And guess what? If you get sick from the virus, they're going to give you free health care. They're going to take care of you. Because they caused it, they're going to cure you. Don't worry about it. You're taking a chance of not getting it. You know, you're taking a chance of dying if you don't get it.
Yep.
So I don't understand why people are not getting the shot. Now the children, if the adults would have did what they were supposed to do, now our children at stake.
Okay.
You see, and now, every child, I'm talking about 12 and under, who does not have a shot, could die. That's grandbabies, newborn babies. This is crazy. That's because the adults didn't want to take a shot.
Well, cause I hear what you're saying, and I think with people like you and other people we keep on preaching and asking people to take the shot because I'm miserable because some of the things that I was able to do, I can't do. You know, you love to go out and eat. You would love to take a ride over to Mississippi for the weekend. You can't do none of that now, so I feel handcuffed. So I think the quickest that I think if the people understand, the quickest that they get that shot. It says 90% of the people get that shot. Like you said, that virus would wear itself out, and we can go back with a normal life. But right now, you go. I can't even recognize people. I go in the supermarket or store, and they say, "Hey, Charles, I don't recognize because of the mask. I don't know. I guess by me being certain size, they recognize me, but a lot of people I don't even recognize. With a mask on, everybody wearing a mask, and you have to
but
do that.
The virus is jumping around from people to people, especially the one without the shot. That's why we need to get the shot. And we don't have the percentage in Louisiana of people who are on the shot. We don't have a high percentage. I know they had that $1 million raffle. I think that raffle, they solved it too fast because a lot of people are not getting the shot. They should have stretched it out longer.
Yeah.
But I guess they won't show people that, they are giving the money out. We still way below what we need to be for as a state and a shot. And look like people want to make money versus saving lives. Open up businesses and everybody rushing in. All the restaurants, you got to take the mask off. I think the restaurant is the worst place to go to eat. Talk about take your mask off to eat. That's when you're going to get the virus. I don't understand. I'd rather pick up my food and go home and eat it, or cook your own food. Because how can you be protected in a restaurant when you have to take your mask off? I don't understand that.
Yeah, well, my son said he almost got in a fight. Sad he went in some restaurant, and there people in line and said they on that 3 of them had masks on. So he told the guy, "Hey man, the people standing over their food don't have a mask and nothing on."
Oh yeah, that's bad, isn't it?
Yeah,
you right about that.
To it and say he got a little racist in there. He said, "Man, say I went all black. You wouldn't be let him standing there like that." But
yeah, you white. You let him go. You right. He was right. That was right to speak up.
Yeah, he said the guy didn't say anything.
Don't get in no fight. Don't get in a fight, but he can speak his opinion. He have a right to voice his opinion, but no physicalness.
Yeah, but I think think for the information about how many people in the state of Louisiana that is sick, and I understand most of the hospitals. I know out in Homer, Louisiana, where Terrebonne Parish, they don't even have no bed available. They say if you get sick, a heart attack, they say all they can do is let you die. I mean, they can't do nothing to help you. And eventually, Eichner, CEO, he was on. He said they were getting pretty close to. They're not gonna be able to accommodate people, for whatever your problem may be. They don't know how they're gonna deal with it. You have a heart attack, or any minor thing, they're not gonna be able to help you. So that's the dangerous part. So the people that not taking a shot, I think it would be if they would just consider themselves and other people also.
Why? Let me ask you. Did the government, the federal government, and the local government, did they demand that their workers get shot?
I think if you work in the state buildings at the Perrilloux, I think if you work in the state building, you're gonna have to wear a mask. I know in New Orleans, you can't go in City Hall without a mask, and they have quite a few places. Even the hospital now, you can't walk in there. You got to have on a mask. They got people by the door. Now, the last time I went to the doctor, they had somebody at the door, and once you get in the doctor's office, they got a machine that scan you, to see if you got the virus. Plus, you got to have that mask on in the doctor's office. So this doctor here is very, very, very careful. By the name of doctor named Dr. Redding was his name, yeah.
Yeah, I just think that all people that deal with people, public service people, should be, vaccinated. Anyone that have to deal with a lot of people, just like the teachers should be vaccinated, or dealing with kids. Anybody dealing with people in the public eye, federal, state, local. If you come in contact with a lot of people, even your job require you to come with a lot of people, they should mandate that. It look like you should want that because your business is not going to run if everybody's not vested. If you have 6 workers, that's why a lot of people don't have nobody working because y'all don't demand that nobody have that shot. I don't think you're infringing on nobody's right by saying get a shot. It's for your benefit. It's sad today. Things that benefit you and is free, people won't take advantage of it. I know they did studies with blacks several years ago, but this is a worldwide, pandemic. It's something that you have the best minds in the world trying to help solve this problem.
Yep.
They're not targeting one race. I don't know, we should think that because they have done that in the past, use us as guinea pigs, the black race and other minorities. But, I don't think that's today. And, they want to scare you. And you know what? Those people that get the virus are the same people that were with Trump talking about what they won't do. And now it's coming back to them.
Yeah, they said the chicken come home the root there. But,
because they were told not to do this, not to do that. Don't wear the mask. Don't do this and that. Anything. I call that a communist. He was trying to just go anything against the government. I can't understand that. You want to live here, but yet you want to do everything opposite the government act.
Well, I understand where you're coming from for that perspective, but you mentioned something that's really, really kind of spoke a light as a representation of all reflections of people. Basically, no, the government is not in control. We, the people, are in control. So I understand where you at. It's an individual choice. But now it goes back to the decision to say, okay, if you're willing not to take the shot, why not? And if you're willing to take the shot, why? It goes back to that. Because if we go to answering the question,
these the same people, excuse me, they don't want to take the shot. Then they don't have a job. Then they don't have a house. And then they're going to cry about the government need money. But you won't do what you need. You're right. Everybody have a right. Okay?
But, I mean,
One
we have
thing
to
about
go
the
back.
United States is that I cannot say everybody want to right. Everybody want to right at the expense of the whole. So see how poor some of those countries, they don't let other people in the country.
And you're absolutely
because
right.
They're trying to control what's happening in their own area.
But who
United
are the
States just opened everything up.
Who are the
And now,
who are
we
the
don't even have money to
days?
take care of the people that was in this country.
But
you have foreigners coming in,
Wait,
breaking the system.
I'm trying to get you to critically think. I listen very carefully. And you're right. You have a point. From your standpoint, you're correct. But also from the other standpoint, there are individuals with reasoning of why not. So I'm not saying do, and I'm not saying don't. But just know that whatever decision, no, it is not to you. This is to the people that's listening, because we don't want to have a spirit of confusion. So basically, to resolve the spirit of confusion, you have to go back and ask yourself, people, the question, why and why not? But we have another discussion that we need to tend to. So I don't want you to have the impression that I'm speaking against what you're saying. I'm just adding some neutral balance to this, because it's a thin, very thin line to cross from a fact, from an opinion. And the fact of the matter is there is a virus. Now, there's many opinions. Let's stay with the fact that there is a virus. We have witnessed people dying from this virus. Now, the question we need to ask the people is, are you willing to sacrifice yourself and your family's self by not taking the shot? And that's an individual's choice and right. But you got to weigh that very seriously, because if you make the wrong decision, it can cost you your life, your family their lives, your friends and your enemies their lives. So to wrap that up, I just wanted to leave that point right there, because If we get too far in it, it can cause chaos and confusion as to why they're not taking it and when. But this is something very serious we need to weigh in on. Why not? Is it worth losing your children, your family, your friends, and your enemies? And once you do an individual assessment, then you make your choice. But I'm not going to get into this, that, and that. I stick with just the facts, because when you're in court before the judge, it's the law and facts. Anything outside of the fact of the matter, it can be led to opinion, but the fact is there is a virus. You follow me? So I don't mean to be I don't want to come across as if I'm telling you, no, I'm being combative. No, I just want a reason, because the Constitution has us a right to representation. And because I'm a civil rights activist, civil rights is for everybody. I can't be partial because I got members. I have to be a civil rights. This is what a true civil rights does. They stay neutral and they weigh in. Because suppose the people that don't take it says that we're violating their rights. So if we keep it at an individual and we serve the individual capacity, then we are giving people true representation of the diversity of people that we claim we represent. And that's the same thing that judges do, that judges are supposed to do. They're supposed to remain impartial and have as a position as civil rights. And it's my duty and responsibility to be a representation of all people. And I know I can't please all the people all the time. It's just a fact of being neutral to just stick with the facts. But you're absolutely correct. So we got some serious decisions to make, people. Why not take it? Do your individual assessment and ask yourself some serious questions. Is not taking a shot risk you losing?
I was on the wrong one.
Yeah, but you are absolutely, you have a point and you have a right to your opinion. So I thank you so much for your time, ma'am.
Okay, baby, caller, thank you so much for calling in. We love your comment.
Yeah, no problem.
And it's
That
right,
was good. I love that, what you just
it's right
said.
on.
No problem.
You're right on schedule, what you're saying. And, everybody, this their constitutional right not to do it. I guess we in a situation
we need to
like,
make a decision. You're right. And I mean, it goes down to serious questioning of the individual. And I'm not saying do or don't. That's your individual choice, because then it'll make me say as if, and what I do, I just hope people take it serious, because it's real. And we need to say, if we for people, we have to take the shot because we for people. If you're for self, take the shot for selfish reason. But the fact of the matter is, we have to make a decision.
Now, you'd like to end this conversation by saying that a couple of weeks ago, my son, Charles Jr., I asked him, has he took his shot? He said, no, Daddy. He said, I ain't had time. I said, what? And so I said, well, you going to take the shot? He said, yeah, I'm going. So the next day I asked him, I said, Charles, you got the shot yet? Oh, no, Daddy. I know you told me. I said, well, I say, I'm not asking you anymore. I demand you to go take your shot, because I say, I want to see you around. I mean, we have too many obstacles to overturn, the dangerous driving down the highway, people shooting at people. So you got a chance. It's not going to cost you nothing but your time to go walking to, I think you can go to Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. Son, go in there and get that shot. And I say, I'm not asking you anymore. I'm telling you. So I say, you brought up that a disobedient child, God will shorten your days. So he said, Daddy, don't say no more. About 15 minutes later, he called me up. He had took a picture, them getting him a shot, and he had took a picture with his card and said, Daddy, I got it. So that made me feel good. And when we be telling our loved one and praying about getting a shot, it's not that we kind of run their life. We love them. We want them to be. If we be around, we want them to be around. That's all that's about. And so anyway, caller, thank you so much for taking the time to call in. And let's keep on doing what we can to talk to our brother and sister. Love you so much. Thank you for calling. We're going to take a break. And after the break, we'll be back with the president of St. John, NAACP. We'll be right back.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
What is the world coming to? Seems like everyone is running from the truth. We just stand up and fight.
Hi, I'm Christine Penn, and Nola, I want you to get ready for an all-new talk experience, Women of Significance, on the New Orleans Talk Network. Each week, we're covering new topics, new guests, new trends, and message of the day with me, your host, Christine Penn. So Nola, tune in each week on the New Orleans Talk Network, where we use our voice with power, with purpose.
Hi, my name is Tamisha Golston. How did I obtain my home, my car, or even start my own business? I can teach you how, with little to no money down. Let TNT help repair your credit with bill settlement and debt management. Your past doesn't have to ruin your future. Your credit can be restored. Knowing where to start is the key.
Bethesda House of Prayer. Bethesda is a church for non-traditional worshipers, a church designed for those who love God's Word. Would you like to attend a church where believers and non-believers can choose to worship together? A church where cultural differences does not get in the way of God's message. We invite you to be our special guest. Our services begin 9 a.m. on Sunday, located at 7601 West Bank Expressway, Suite B, Marrero, Louisiana. For more information, contact us at 504-348-0132.
This program does not reflect the views and opinions of the New Orleans Talk Network. Viewer discretion is advised.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.
We are back. You are listening and watching Church Without Walls in the studios of the New Orleans Talk Network. We thank the caller that had called in. Anyone else want to get in? Anything we're talking about that you want to be a part of, you can dial us 1-563-999-1808. Sister Perrilloux is here. She gave us some real good stuff. I call it good stuff last week about what's going on out in St. John Parish with the school board, and she back with us again today. She'll give us an update of what's going on out there right now.
Basically, last week I've informed the public that a public information request had been requested of the school board of St. John the Baptist Parish, and within the reasonable time they replied back stating that they didn't have the audio of the proceeding of the meeting. Nevertheless, the public policy and procedure calls that there's supposed to be 2 copies, one for the public and one for safekeepings. Miraculously, the specific public record request that was being asked of the school board, which consists of the actual insurance company advising the school board that they will lose their insurance because of litigation that had been settled outside of the insurance company being aware, and that the attorney at the time for the school board was committing fraud, and that they, after years of them being insurance carriers, they had never experienced such gross mismanagement. And I'm paraphrasing the actual wording, but he was very clear language when he stated that never in his time that he have witnessed this type of action, and that he actually acknowledged on the record that the school board attorney had been committing fraud. And at that particular meeting, the school board, instead of terminating the attorney, they allowed him to resign. And mysteriously, there is no record reflecting what happened on that meeting outside of very, very limited information that really reveals itself to be incriminating. So we have strong reason to believe that this information has not been revealed to the public because of the incriminating information from the proceeding of that board meeting. And Mr. Stewart Harris there, the actual paperwork confirming Mr. Stewart, my public information request, stating that they didn't have the proceedings. So I just wanted you to weigh in to see, how do you interpret, I mean, with public information, I mean, how is it, I mean, and why is it that we allow these things to happen? and just sweep it under the rug with no accountability. But yet certain sector of people would have been held to the highest standard of the law. You know, how would you perceive this? I mean, you have in your hands the actual public records that I given you stating, you know, that this information was requested and that they don't have it available for the public.
Well, number one, it's a selfish board, and it almost would appear if they had something to hide. And that's why we invite them if they have nothing to hide. Why don't they call in the show and what the information that Mrs. Perrilloux given us today, it, you know, looking at it, like if they done confusement in they text, they again you several people to texting, but the school board themselves should be accountable. And in a meeting, you should have a public record of any meeting that you have.
And it's clear that on January the 20th, there is no record of the school board meeting occurring on the 20th. But on February the 13th, the very specific video and audio that we needed, they said there is no existing audio and video of the meeting. So if there's no existing audio and video of this meeting, how did you create the minutes? Now, we all know that minutes can be easily manipulated because it's typed. Right. But if you have an actual audio, you know exactly what went on. So why is it mysteriously this particular date there is no video or audio for this meeting? But any other meeting of the school board, there's meetings all the way to April 2020. And now they're trying to stop videos from being posted. St. John, or we are going to allow these people to get away with this, or are we going to stand up? True leaders go before their followers to be the example. So I need to be another example for St. John to show you all that these people must and shall and will be held accountable. So this platform is open for St. John the Baptist School Board to challenge me on what I'm saying, because I stand to be corrected. And they need to be answering the tough question. Why isn't there an audio or video available for this particular meeting, the SAM meeting, that it was brought to this board attention that this matter would be given over to the NAACP and the Department of Justice? So why is it that this particular night is not there? Are you hiding something? And if so, if you are hiding something, you need to step down for compromising the integrity of the people that elect you to serve them. And effectively, immediately, the person responsible for recording the minutes should be terminated. Effective immediately, we will not accept anything outside of this domain. Because had it been the average John Doe, they would have been held to the highest and same standard. So we need to prove to the public that no one is exempt from the law, and that we all, whether you are school board, whether you are parish president, whether you sheriff, whether you judge, whether you whatever position you are in any parish, no one is above the law. No one. I don't care what office you're elected in, because you're elected to serve people and to represent people, not self-ego. Taking an oath is a sacrifice. That's you saying no to self and saying yes to being sacrificed. And yet we have played political mind games for the longest and have compromised the integrity of being a sacrifice, and now self-serving politicians. Well, I come to deliver a message today. Your time is up. Your time is up. And now your day of judgment is here. You have ridiculed other people. You have said other things about other people. Now, judgment has come knocking at your doors. It's time for exposure, people, because exposure leads to closure. And if there is no closure, that indicates a stronghold in the individual's life. I'm taking a risk making this public. This information, I'm taking a real risk. You know why? Because it can cost me my life. It can cost me my freedom. But need I remind people that retaliation is against the law. So we must be mindful when people are I'm giving you no information that's not privileged to the public already. So let's make no mistake that this is not secretive information. But what makes it secret is the fact that the school board is withholding this information from the public. So the $1 million question is, why? What was in that information that you feel that there is no audio or video, but you got minutes? You have minutes. Anybody know that minutes can be interpreted any way the person that's writing it want to write it, just like a history book. So why is there no video and audio for the public to weigh in themselves? St. John, we willing to accept the call. Call on in. I challenge any one of you all. Call on in. Call on in. Anyone from the public? What's the number, Mr. Stewart?
Yeah.
1-8.
You remind me of what the old lady over the NAACP.
Gayla Spiller.
Gayla Spiller, yeah.
Madam Spiller.
Madam
That's right.
Spiller, yeah. You remind me of her, you know. And, you know, to the listening audience, this is why the NAACP, this is why they exist, because they willing to go out and challenge the people that is done wrong, and people been done wrong for so long. And I think now is the elected officials that they done got where they whatever you see, they don't even want you what you see. They don't even want you to believe that. That's what you see. Yeah, you know. So I noticed that on a national level. I used to be president. You see stuff on tape, and he said that's not true. That's fake news. So I think that's a pattern that politicians want to use these days. If you see it, you really didn't see what you thought you see. You know.
So, Mr. Stewart, what you think about? And we got a call on the line. But I need the public to weigh in. Why is it miraculous that the school board does not have a video or audio of the same meeting night that the insurance Lerma confirmed that the attorney had been committing fraud, and that other important information on that particular night? Why is it that this only out of the 3 requests, why is it that only one that they complied? Okay. Basically none. There is no existing video of this meeting for July the 8th. That's another story. July the 8th was when we actually talked about the millage. But what was it that out of these 3, there is no video or no?
No, we don't do. They would like to have someone that represent them come on and talk about this. You know, like why they don't have a record of all they meeting. I think just one missing. One.
All
meeting.
3 of them missing.
All 3 got 3 for years. You've been having minutes and press release, but don't have it for the last 3 meetings. So they need to come on.
Yes, and the ones that they're revealing is compromising because it's not reflecting what actually transpired in the meeting. Right. So that's important because they're gonna try to blindside you to say, well, we did give it to her. No, you gave me. Had I not been in the actual meeting, I would not have known, and had I not taped it myself, you would believe that. But thank God for wisdom. How many know? Thank God for wisdom. Thank God for wisdom. Hallelujah. That God is able to give you just what you need when you need it. Thank God for wisdom. So yes, let's call St. John.
I think we have a call on.
Caller.
Hey, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Deacon Charles. And hello, Miss Perrilloux, President Perrilloux. Thank you for coming again to the station.
You're welcome. It's an honor.
Y'all are able to hear me pretty good?
Yes, we can hear you very clear. Yes.
Question. This ain't the question I want to ask you, but I really want to know. Let's just get it clear. How you came about this information again?
I was in the actual
meeting.
meeting.
It's serious information that you putting up.
I was in the actual meeting, believe it or not. I have been investigating St. John the Baptist Parish School Board for over 5 years. Out my own time, energy, no monetary gain or anything. And had I not been in the meeting myself, I would have been in disbelief. But because I have a above average IQ, I was able to understand and comprehend and not to undermine anybody else saying that they dumb. I want to be very clear across the board because, you know, the very little least thing I say can cross the line with people to not want to receive. But I'm just giving you the understanding of how I came across of it because I was at the actual meeting and I recorded it. And when I recorded it, I misplaced it and I wrote it down. So, I was able to stumble across it again. And I felt compelled to bring this to the public's attention that I've been telling you vocally. Look like now I have to bring the actual receipts because you're not taking my word for it.
So throughout your findings, who do you think is responsible for, the information not being handled correctly?
Well, basically, it's the responsibility of the school board and its secretary and president and superintendent at that time because St. John has a new school superintendent and we don't want to throw her under the bus because she came into the midst of this battle. But effective immediately on the behalf of St. John, now I have to. Because if I stand for this will set a poor leadership example for us. As the president of St. John the Baptist Parish NAACP, we demand effective immediately the termination of the executive secretary to the superintendent of school. We demand effective immediately a thorough investigation into the business dealing, contractual dealings of the last 10 plus years of St. John the Baptist Parish, because this didn't just start last night, people. In order to tear up this system, you got to tear it up from the root. It's like a tree. If you cut it off and you don't get it at the root, it's just going to rebirth. It's going to regrow. So effectively, immediately, we are demanding, and we have a 6 o'clock meeting on tonight at the River Parishes Community College. Our NAACP meeting is tonight, 6 o'clock. We will be protesting. We will be calling for corrective action effective immediately.
And this is dealing with the school board of St. John the Baptist Parish.
Yes, and the reason why we're demanding this effective immediately because on the July the 8th meeting, we found out that our school system is 3 years of unrecorded financial transactions. We are currently at a minimum of a negative $3 million loss. St. John the Baptist Parish is 88% predominantly African Americans children in the school system, one of the highest percentages in the state of Louisiana. So people, the reason why I'm not taking this matter lightly is because this is affecting our children. This is our children's lives has been compromised because of greed, selfish intentions, and a compromise in the integrity of the system. And if I allow this to happen under my watch, that means I'm no better and no different than them. So to prove that I'm different and that I am truly sold out to be a voice for the people, I'm willing to step up to the plate and call a spade for what it really is.
Well, I want to thank you for your time, Ms. Perrilloux. Thank you for, letting us know what's going on out there in St. John Baptist. And we appreciate you in anything you need from us in the community. We'll be more than happy to assist. Thank you.
And you from St. John?
No, I'm from Jefferson Parish, but we are one community.
Yes.
We don't vote out there, but people all over need to know this, so that we can be in support of, what needs to happen in order to make it better, because $3 million is not a drop in the bucket when it comes to education. We need every dime that's at our disposal to educate our children.
And you're so right.
So
and
that
guess
community
what?
is our community.
And you know what? You're so correct. You know what? If this happening in St. John, I'm pretty sure it's happening in other parishes. It's just that St. John has to set precedent. because the same powers that be are in control of Orleans, Jefferson, and St. John, St. Charles, and St. James. So this parish here just have to set precedent. We've always, the NAACP in St. John has always set a precedent. We were the ones that set the precedent for the 1974 Desegregation Act. Are you aware that the NAACP entered into a consent decree in 1974 against the St. John the Baptist Parish School Board, where the St. John the Baptist Parish School Board has failed to give us our annually consent decree from 1974. So see, this battle has been from ancient days, with the school board and the NAACP, and unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, that such as a time as this, the battle begins again in 2021, dealing right back with St. John the Baptist School Board. You follow me?
I think I understand. I'm picking up what you're putting down. And again, I think the whole community can pay attention to what's going on, support the NAACP and whatever candidates, because it seems like y'all got some candidates y'all may have in mind to, replace the candidates that are there, to make sure things are running smoothly. So whatever candidates y'all bring to the table, the community needs to support those candidates, because it's clear those candidates will be there to help, get things back on track. Because it's, as a school board, it's full of members, and the members of the school board is supposed to be able to, make sure that these things are happening the correct way. And if they can't do the job the right way, then we need some people from the community with the right agenda.
Right, and I want the public to be aware that there is no monetary gain. The NAACP of St. John is very independent, so just so people can understand that we don't have a monetary hidden agenda. I just want to let you be aware of that before.
But the agenda needs to be the community.
Exactly.
But if people have the agenda of lining their pockets, then they're the wrong people for the job, and that's a board. So there's multiple people that's sitting on a board that's knowing what's going on, but they allow it to happen. So it sounds like the whole board needs to be white. They need a new superintendent in there, and they need people with the agenda of the NAACP, so that people's civil rights aren't being violated and money is being spent. If the NAACP is the only organization that's willing to step up and say this, then it's apparent that the agenda is for the community.
Exactly, and when we fight, we win. That's our motto.
Okay, that sounds good. When we fight, we win.
Okay, thank y'all for your time. I appreciate the conversation.
Thank you so much. Ms. Perrilloux, we got to end this show. Time got away real fast today. I didn't know that, but anyway, again, I'm asked the producer, see could he contact someone from St. John School Board. And I would try also myself to reach them and let them, if they want to come on or they want to call in and dispute what Ms. Perrilloux is saying, they are welcome. But right now, she is the winner by default because no one is challenging what she's saying. So we got to take her word.
This the receipt. Take their word too. This their letterhead.
Yeah.
It states that they don't have it available. So this is just like their answer, their response, because this their correspondence.
Okay. But we got to end this. But before we end, I asked the community and the people in Jefferson Parish and throughout every parish and throughout the world to pray for my good friend, my sidekick, my buddy, Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams, who is in the hospital. He is ill, and we believe that God is able. Sometime I was praying the other night. I said, God, I'll give him the faith to just believe. Jesus said that anything that you ask in my name, that my Father will do. So we ask that everybody send their prayer up for Dr. Williams and that God will let him come back and be a part of this show again. I love him. We miss him. I know y'all miss him. So we want to pray for everyone out there that may have someone in the family sick. We always going to have sick and shedding throughout the world. So we're praying that God will step in at the right time, touch the people at the right time. I know, like Sister Perrilloux, it takes a special person to step out and challenge the giant. I know yesterday Pastor Jones preached about the big giant. David wasn't afraid of him, but everybody else wasn't afraid, and he had a slingshot. And that's all he had. But the main ingredient that he really had, God was on his side. And so we asked God to be with us, and we always ask that God would guide us and lead us. And we want to thank Sister Perrilloux. We don't pay nobody to come on the show. She come volunteer, and she again, I call it some good stuff that she giving out. So we asking that you would tune in, tell a friend about the show, and we can educate each other. We thank the earlier caller, we thank the last caller, we thank everyone for tuning in and watching. So again, Sister Perrilloux, they have a closing word.
There is a pending litigation court hearing on the 20th to compel the school board to provide this information to the public. If you need me to give a follow-up on Monday, I don't have a problem with doing that.
Okay, well, we thank you so much for coming on. And from the program director and our producer, I'm your boy, Charles Stewart. We love you, and we hope that you have a great week, and be safe. And educate yourself up on getting that shot. I love you and want everybody to be around. See y'all next week. And we never end the show. We always say there's no such thing as being half dead. If you're what? You're dead, you're dead. See y'all next week, so enjoy your week. God bless you.
Yo, Mob, kick it for me one time.